Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog. If you're new to the channel, a big warm welcome. My name's Tristan and this is Captain's Vlog. We are still in isolation thanks to this coronavirus COVID-19, and now on board we have Jason and Chef James. A question I've been getting a lot on this channel over the last couple of months is, where is Barbara, the chief officer? Now, I have to say, Barbara has moved on now to other things, and so she won't be featuring this channel anymore. And very happy to say that Jason has been on a trial for the last 3 or 4 months as the chief officer, and today we've just announced that we're going to give him the position, and the management company at the moment are writing up his new SEA, his employment contract. So what we're going to do now, they're both down in the galley, Jason and James. We're going to have a quick chat with them. Welcome James back. If you haven't seen any videos we've done with James in the past, he's the chef. I'll put a link just here, so make sure you check that video out after this one. So we're going to head down to the galley now and go and say hi to the guys. Oh, gentlemen.
Right on, you guys.
What's happening?
Not so much. Good to be back at work.
Welcome back.
Gracias.
But so James, tell the viewers, how has it been? Because you work for like 4 months of the year, and then you're and then you're living the life of leisure for the rest of the year, 8 months of the year. So how's it been?
I was going to say how the other half apparently live. Yeah, it hasn't been too bad. Good to be back at work though. Had a lovely break. Nice bit of travelling. Pretty much went all over. Yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic. Nice just to get away, spend time with friends and family, and of course then wrap it all up and come back and enjoy ourselves this side of the world. And come back and enjoy the coronavirus. Yeah, that's always been a pleasure.
Tell the viewers what your take has been on the whole thing since you've been back here in Europe.
Well, probably get shot for this, but I think it's been a little bit over dramatized in my personal opinion, and I do understand the severity of it. I'm not one of the people that are like, oh, I'm fine, I'm young, I'm not going to be bothered. Like, that's definitely not my take on the matter. It's just, I think there hasn't been enough clarity for anybody, from anyone, that actually tells anyone what's actually happening. There's a lot of fake news, a lot of like, I don't know, certain facts that have come up, but like, where do they actually come from and who's actually producing it? There's possibly been only one thing that I've watched, which was the Joe Rogan podcast, and he got a chemical scientist who was worked in like chemical warfare. He's come up with a whole bunch of stuff, and he works for the CDC in the States. And I found that very informative and very real. But other than that, a lot of it's, yeah, I think you give and take a little bit.
Yeah, take it day by day, right?
Take it day by day. I mean, we have seen it develop quite a lot here. From when I first arrived, life was normal, and then Italy did their countrywide shutdown, not worldwide, it was countrywide shutdown.
Yeah.
So we watched that develop. I mean, today I was at the shop, stood in about a 75-meter queue outside. It took me about 15 minutes to get in. But once you're in, there are limiting numbers, they're limiting space. You're encouraged to wear gloves as you come in. But when I say encouraged, it's mandatory.
So you have to wear gloves?
I went in and I started touching fruit and vegetables like I usually do, not always wearing gloves. I come back and wash everything here on the boat. And the guy said to me, you have to be wearing gloves at a time like this, which I totally understand. It's just changing one's normal way and habit, I guess.
Okay. Any lack of toilet paper in the supermarkets? No.
Funnily enough, of all the countries, even though this is like the epicenter of it now in Europe, they're the one and only country where we haven't seen the panic buying. It's happening in, I've got friends in Europe, well I say in Europe, in Spain, I've got mates in the family in Amsterdam, friends in the UK, and all of them, shelves are empty. Back in South Africa where I'm from, shelves are empty, everything's absolute nightmare.
But crazy.
Yeah, the guys still know what they're doing and they're holding on. So, yeah.
Exactly. Jace, welcome back. You're hiding in the corner over there.
I'm just trying to get out of this, to be honest.
I was just saying to the viewers before I came down that you've been on a trial for the last few months, and today actually you've just been officially moved up to Chief Officer. Yeah. The guys are writing up your new employment contract.
Well,
how does it feel?
Not really any different, to be honest. Nice to
Very exciting times for you.
Work is work. I've been cracking on with what I need to do and the new things that are expected of me. So just to hear that now it's finally coming through is good news. So obviously I've done okay. If the probation is over.
Probation is over. I think the hardest thing for you now is not so much the job, because you've been doing it now for a few months. I think it's going to be interesting to see how you deal with, you know, managing a chase boat captain and the deckhand.
Well, we've got to do some hiring for a new decky, so that's going to be interesting. I've never really been on that side of it. I'm always the one being interviewed rather than the one interviewing somebody else, so that should be interesting.
What's your view being of the candidates that have been applying for the job? Because I did a thing for Yachting International Radio, and my view is that, you know, people don't know how to do it, that the lack of professionalism is unreal. What's been your experience so far?
I gotta be honest, you can make what you're looking for in the candidate so obvious, bold, you put it out there, and you still got people who don't fit the description that are applying. We have legal requirements for certification, and there's people that just bombard you with messages. Just some of the CVs you see is just, how can you give that to someone? Like, it's the first representation of the first impression I'm going to make of you is me looking at your CV, and even like going before that, your cover letter. Like, just show a little bit of professionalism. I've been a little bit disappointed. I know the coronavirus, and there's a lot of people haven't been able to get to Europe to look for work. So that's another side of things. But yeah, a little bit disappointed with a lot of applicants. It
seems there's more disappointments. I would say 90% of the applicants have been disappointing, and probably even more actually, for about 5-10% of them have been, well, what we've asked for. So anyway, so you're looking forward to a new position. Well, we don't actually know now with the coronavirus what's going to be happening with our season, because we're getting no charters coming in. We've just had to sign an addendum yesterday from our central agency saying that, you know, we will accept cancellations due to the fact that charter guests might not be able to travel to the boat, and due to the fact that a lot of ports are also now closing. So your first season as chief officer might be a bit relaxed and chilled.
Living the dream, boss.
Living the dream. What do you say about the charter situation, Sheffy?
Well, I mean, unfortunately, you can't fight the governments. So they make the rules, they make the legalities of where we can and can't go at the moment. And I mean, it's not only for our safety, but for the safety of others, of course. And I guess we'd have to abide by that. I mean, of course, we here for the charters, not only for ourselves, but also for the boss and for the boat. So we ideally want them. It's also great having guests coming on, new guests coming on each week. Adds a level of excitement. And I mean, as I said, that's why we're here. So it's a bit disappointing to see the way that it is potentially going, but quietly crossing fingers, toes, and every other appendage you can to let everything pass and blow over, and hopefully by May or June. Hopefully by May or June we'll all be back on track and everything will kick off.
One of the big concerns we've all seen on Facebook, Jace, is new crew kind of coming to Europe trying to look for work. What advice would you be actually giving them? Because a lot of them just can't get here and there's no work available for them.
I mean, obviously you apply online and stuff, but if you can get here, just remember that you're competing against sometimes thousands of other people. So really think about what's going to set you apart from all the other candidates, and try and be a little bit unique. Try and go the extra mile. Try and do what others aren't willing to. Don't be overly pushy and things like that, but show a bit of professionalism. Dress smart. Be prompt. Be on time.
Because you were saying to me you had a few conversational interviews with potential candidates, and you were shocked by their attitude.
I mean, we're looking to hire someone to join our boat. We're very proud about what we do here and stuff. And just some of the replies and the responses and the attitude of some of the candidates is just like, I'm not here to beg you to come work for us. You know, if you do come work with us, you're going to have a great time and you'll be thankful that we chose you. I'm not here to beg you to come and work with us, you know.
Yeah, it's a team effort. We've got to show that we're keen to hire the candidate, but they've got to show the same in return as well. It can't just be a one-way traffic at the end of the day.
Yep. I mean, why do I want to potentially hire someone that shows no enthusiasm at all, you know?
No care for the job. Yeah. And then chef, coming back to you, for chefs now coming into the industry is a lot more difficult. Any advice for them, or?
I'd say my biggest piece of advice right now, following on what from Jay says, is pretty much more or less exactly the same. But also just don't think just because everything's shut down at the moment that you're not going to be able to get here. I know the borders are closed. I know non-Schengen states and countries can't fly into the EU at the moment. That doesn't mean you can't spend the time joining all your crew agents, signing up for the crew agents, lining up and setting yourself up in that regard. Especially for chefs, there's a lot more work through that, and also through networking through other friends. So use the time that you have now that you were going to be here, use that time at home and save yourself the money, because it's a lot more expensive to sit this side of the world. Yeah. Spending rands and not euros or other currencies that you may have. They don't go as far as they do as they would back home. So use the time at home to set that up, because it takes about 20 minutes to half an hour per crew agent, and not everyone's got that time while you're trying to dock work, network and do everything else. So it doesn't mean stop everything, because as soon as it opens up, everyone's going to be looking for crew very quickly, and make sure you're at the top of the pile.
Absolutely. All right, thank you, gents. So as you can see, guys, the mood on board is very positive. You know, we're having a laugh about it. We have to. We're all kind of isolated here together between here and just the crew apartment just down the road. And some additional news today: a lot of the contractors have now announced that they're closing their companies until further notice. So that's going to further delay the work here on board Motor Yacht AWOL. But for now, it's lunchtime for us, because Chef just made us a fantastic lunch, so we're going to enjoy that now. As always, guys, I really hope you enjoyed that video. For the crew looking for work, I hope it gives you a bit of, positivity, because there is light at the end of the tunnel. This will be over, hopefully sooner than later. There will be boats looking for crew. And again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to click that like button, because it really, really does help, believe it or not. All you do is click it. And if you haven't done already, do subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. I look forward to seeing you all next time.